Okay, so hello, I'm Teresa Conway-Hayes in Meridian, Idaho. And like all of us, we're Stampin' Up! Demonstrators who have a thirst for knowledge. We want to know more about the online world and the technology that is involved with that online world and making our businesses a success. So the reason why I orchestrated this first meeting is because I've had an interest in starting what I call Let's Break It Down series. This is a accumulation of videos, episodes on different topics that will be friendly to all different kinds of folks, all different kinds of learners, and we'll have backup help for those who want to know more. And it's also an effort of us all sharing together with our knowledge of what we have so that we can put the whole big puzzle pieces together to show a big picture. So for today, we're going to talk about TAMS. TAMS is a subscription. If you don't have it, you can just Google, these are my stamps. And it's only about $3 a month, and it's well worth that $3 a month. OMG. It takes a lot of the stress out of trying to put these materials together for you. I first started using it because I wanted to have cleaner blog posts. And then I found out about how you can put together what I'm calling a customer PDF tutorial. And this is for a printed form, but the way you make this in TAMS, you can also use it on your website. You can link to it and that sort of thing. And we're going to take a deep dive into that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Oh, I did want to mention, well, I'm going to mention, okay, so I actually put together a slide show, whatever. And so I didn't put it on display mode because I'm using Google and I don't know how to do that in Google. But anyway, so this is the first of the Break It Down series, TAMS Customer PDF Tutorial. And so the first thing I wanted to talk about is some basics for Zoom. You want to please turn off your background noise or mute yourself during the meeting, which we already discussed. There are a couple ways to view Zoom when you're in there. If you want to see everyone that's there, gallery view is a good choice. But then, all depending on what you click on, you might not be able to see my presentation. And so we're starting off with this slide presentation, and then we're going to log into TAMS and take a look at how you can build that customer PDF tutorial. So audio is important when you're in a Zoom meeting if you want to be able to talk to the host, but video is always optional. So there's also a chat feature on the Zoom. So if you want to talk amongst yourself, you can use that chat feature. If somebody asks a question and they're having troubles because with their audio, would somebody please alert me to that if there are any questions in the chat? Okay, so what are we going to do next? Now we're going to create a project. So we're going to make this smaller. And we're going to log into TAMS. Does everybody see my TAMS screen okay? I see shaking heads. Thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, now this is just a very basic tutorial. So we're not going to go over the whole TAMS system, platform, that sort of thing. We're going to start right here with the projects navigation menu, and we're going to click on Add Project. So the first thing is the project front, which is right here. it lands on the project front right away. And when I clicked on it, it was like, hey, you were already there. You didn't put the information in. So for the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to call this Poppy Cards. And then we're going to go grab a couple of pictures. Actually, I'm just going to do one at a time. Not one of my best pictures, but we're not going to sweat the logistics of this for this demonstration. It's more just to show how it's done. Now, I haven't typically been putting in a description, but you certainly can experiment with that once you try this. The watermark feature, there's two ways that you can use this. One is you can add it to your profile, and actually you can add more than one watermark, or you can upload one. So in this case, I have a watermark in here, and I haven't used it before. So I'm going to skip that for this presentation because I want to focus on the things that I know are going to work perfect. Okay, so then I leave whatever the default settings are here. And the thing is, you've got to keep in mind that a lot of this is for a blog post as well. So you're going to see some extra stuff that isn't going to be needed for the purpose of printing out or saving an electronic PDF document. So we're going to go ahead and click Save. And you know, it's really hard for me to skip this other stuff because it's all fun. But I'm trying to keep it real basic to start off with. And if people want to be a part of the mastermind group that I'm forming for this, then we can discuss things like this more on the Facebook page and in future meetings. And I'll talk more about that at the end of this demonstration. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on instructions. And so we've got our card front right here. So I'm going to click on add a new instruction. And I like to keep my steps real simple. But again, this is your way of doing things. This is the format and layout that you're most comfortable with and you think is the best type of tutorial for your customer. So for the first thing, I'm going to put base card. I always call it card base though. And I have to do it like I think or I'll stop and look at it for 5 minutes. 8.5 by 5.5 and score at 4. What is it, 4 3/4? I want to say 4 1/4. 8.5, yeah, 4 1/4. Okay. Yes, I'm going to have to fix typos because I can't move forward with that. Okay, so that's the first. Now I'm going to add another instruction. Okay, so take your piece of designer series paper and cut it to 4 by 5. They don't have the right measurement down here, so I have to think about it. 5 1/4. Okay, that works for that. Again, very basic. I would not put it out like this because I feel like I'm missing stuff. Attach the Peaceful Poppies DSP to the card base. Okay, cut a 1 by 4 inch strip of old olive. And okay, can't remember if I put in, I don't think I'm putting things together yet. Okay, stamp a greeting and cut out with the label the fancy punch. Attach this greeting to the front of the card with dimensions. I always want to call them dimensionals. Add sequins to the front of the card with glue dots. Okay, so now instead of adding save and add another instruction, I'm going to click view and reorder so we can see what we have. Now, a couple things. If I were doing this for the real thing, I would look at that and I would say, my customer wouldn't know what in the world I'm talking about, say on step 2 or 3. So I could edit that step and I could fix it. So I might put, you know, say, oh, this needs to be inches so that they know what I'm talking about. And so then I can view and reorder. Okay, so what if I decided I didn't want this step? I could remove it. So, well, we know this one needs edited. There's not an E unless it's attaché or something like attach. And card base is 2 words. Okay, and then the last thing is I can look at this and I can say, okay, so I need a card base, and then I'm going to take a piece of designer series paper and cut it in. And then attach it right there. So this needs edited to say your instead of you. Now the computer's going to slow down. Take your. Okay, so you get the gist of how you can do this. And you could add another instruction if you thought something was needed in between, say, step 3 and step 4 by just clicking on add new instruction. Let me see. So, okay, so now we're going to want to put attach the Peaceful Poppies DSP to the card base, and it doesn't say anything about what to do with that strip of old olive once it's been cut. So I'm going to put attach old olive strip to front of the first layer and adhere. Okay, so now definitely that one is going to be needed to be reordered. So I'm going to point right here, and I'm going to drag and drop it underneath this step. So now I'm going to pretend that these instructions are perfect, and I'm going to go ahead and click on supplies. You ready to have fun? So the first supply I need is my card base, which is a Whisper White. So I start typing Whisper White. There it is. So I click on it, and then I click Add Supply. Now I'm going to type in Peaceful Moment, which is, I didn't even mention the stamp set, but I would do that if I was doing this for real. Peaceful Moment. Okay, I just need to type in more. There we go. So I'm not using the die set, so I am just going to put the Peaceful Moment cling set for this. Add supply. Peaceful Poppies. I'm looking for the DSP. Could have sworn, oh, there it is. I know it was called Peaceful Poppies. And let's see. So then we're going to need, I used Old Olive cardstock for the scrap. And I'm going to just grab some sequins. We can just grab, I think I actually used the gingham gala, however you say that. And then ink. I use the Gorgeous Grape. Okay, so the card base, the first layer, the stamp, the ink, the strip, the scrap of cardstock, and the sequins. Oh, we need some glue. So I mentioned many glue dots in the directions. And we'll put some liquid glue on there. Oh, and I mentioned dimensions. They are dimensionals. That's what I thought. Okay, that's why I always call them dimensionals. All right, so now I've done a pretty good job of adding supplies. You know, you can play with the notes feature, but I haven't been doing that. I just want to keep this very basic. I accept the default settings for this. Again, this is more for like a blog and that sort of thing. It might do nicer if, you know, some of these settings were edited, and I'll show you what I mean when we look at the preview. Again, this stuff is for blog, so let's go ahead and click on View Card. So now you can see it just a bit from here, but it's not real nice. And the reason why you see my granddaughter over here is because the very first time I did it, I didn't have a picture. So I just grabbed a picture of her and called her my little Ruth card. Stampin' Up does not have a stamp pad or stamp for my granddaughter. So she was born Saturday before last. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Print Recipe. How fun is that? Stampin' Up calls them recipes. So I don't know if Stampin' Up got it from Tams or Tams got it from Stampin' Up. But now, when you first see this display, this is great. It's got your name and your contact information. It's got the title of your card. If your logo is in there on your profile, it will automatically populate in here. So a lot of this stuff is coming from your profile. And someone has some background noise. Could you please go ahead and mute your microphone? So we've got our image, and this is the part I wanted to call your attention to. The supplies needed. So yeah, this looks okay with the text here, but that's not what I was looking for. I wanted those cute little images that we see on all the little PDFs that we have seen on other demonstrators' websites. So you click on product images right here, click on update page, and small picture is as small as you can go. Oh, and the other thing is I want to see the prices. So I'm going to click on show product price. I'm going to click update page again. And now I'm going to click print page. And voila, that is what I was looking for. Now, the more I work with this, the nicer it's going to look. I'm going to do a better job of taking a picture. You know, my branding will evolve over time. You know, most of everything I do is homemade along with my cards. So, but this is all very professional. Look at that. You've got all these cute little images. You've got your recipe broken down in steps, and the more time you take with it, the better quality your PDF is the content of your PDF is going to be. So then you can save this as a PDF so that you can send it out electronically or use it as a incentive to your customers, for your customers to buy product from you and that sort of thing, or you can print it out and have a printed version of it. So while I was talking, I was thinking of something else. Oh, here's the fun part. Okay, now, if you do get to a point where you use this information, and that's not part of this demonstration, but it's part of a future demonstration, so that you can see how to do it, is look what happens here. My pointer just turned to a hand. If you can't see it, I'm going to click, and now you're going to see what's going to happen. Boom. It just went to my store. And so now if this person wants Whisper White cardstock, they're going to add it to their cart and they're going to order it from me because that's where it went to. So yeah, I get excited about this kind of stuff. But yeah, that's what happens anytime you click on one of these images, and it happens the same way if you don't select images, you just leave it as line text. It'll still go to your store and it'll go to that product so that people can purchase from you. Okay, so let's go ahead and look back at the presentation and see if I missed anything. We talked about all of this. Okay, so I just hinted a little bit about future episodes. What I want to do next is I want to talk about PicMonkey for creating graphics so that you can look like a pro. And all of this evolves over time. You start looking better and better, but you're not going to come out of the gates always, some of you may, looking like a professional. Someday I want to look like a professional. So next Wednesday, I'll be doing another episode, and it's going to be the PicMonkey, and it's part of my new mastermind group that evolved as a result of me saying, hey, yeah, I'll do a Zoom. And then I thought, okay, well, I've been learning all these things. I can't individually email 35 people and that sort of thing. So I started using my MailChimp, which would be another episode at some point. And there's just a lot of things that will help you to be able to streamline your business in regards to social media and marketing. And so again, this is called Break It Down series. It's part of a mastermind group for Stampin' Up demonstrators. I have this link in here because there's a free 2-month offer. So many of these companies right now are giving these freebies, or they're adding on additional features that would be like a pro feature instead of part of the free subscription. Switcher Studio has opened up a lot of stuff as a result of that, and a lot of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators use Switcher Studio for their live Facebook presentations, or if they've got enough subscribers, they can do a live YouTube. So the Mastermind group consists of a weekly Zoom meeting and private members-only Facebook group. The Facebook group will have a files section that will hold a library of helpful resources and videos of all the Zoom meetings for members to view as needed. The mission for this group is for demonstrators to be able to learn according to their abilities with no judgment. I want this to be a safe place where when you come into it, you're not going to be afraid to say, oh, I don't know how to do that. How do you do that? And to bring a collaborative effort to all of us sharing our knowledge, because, you know, I may know one thing, but you can expound on it and tell something else about that certain thing. And so my part is to bring this project together, to plan it, and to host it, and to moderate it, which I already have the Facebook group ready. We've completed our maiden voyage of the Zoom meetings, and this is what the cost is for it. It's $19.99 a month. It's a month-to-month subscription, so if you tried it for 1 month and you didn't want to do anymore, you can cancel at any time. And so it'll be an automatic payment, which, like I said, I've been thinking about this just in the last 48 hours, and it's still in the planning process. I have a big sheet of paper over here that says break it down series, so that idea has been in my head for quite a while. But putting it together to this point has just evolved over the last couple of days. So it'll either be maybe like a PayPal invoice. I'm a virtual bookkeeper, so that's why I know how to use some of this stuff, because I use it almost daily in my business. And so I do have the ability to do invoices through QuickBooks, and then I can take ACH payments that way. So if anyone is interested in that, I'll just have you contact me being via Messenger, like you did when you wanted to be a part of this Zoom meeting, and I can sign you up for it. But otherwise, this video has been recorded, and it will be published to my YouTube channel, and that's the Stampin' Bookkeeper. If anyone can't find it by Googling it, you can go ahead and message me, and I'll get you the link right away. So let's go ahead and open it up for questions. If you don't have any questions, you're welcome to, I'm gonna stop sharing so I can see everybody. You're welcome to leave at this point. Otherwise, stay and chat with us. So actually, there are some questions in the chat. And it says, can you move the product thumbnails below the instructions? That's a good question, and I don't know the answer to that right now. But if we were, you know, all members of the Facebook group right now, that would be, you know, posted as a question in the Facebook group, because I couldn't answer it right away. And then I personally would make it a point to look into that and find out, because I think that's a good question, and it would be helpful for those of us who want to lay our PDF out differently. Do you have a link to your product to your store? So when you do TAMs, you put the link, you put your demonstrator ID in on your profile, and that's how it was able to find my store and my product items. I hope that answered the question. Any other questions? Okay, well, if you think of something else that you want to talk about, I don't see anyone trying to talk, because don't forget you're muted, and that microphone If you're on a computer, is in the bottom left corner. If you're on an iPad, I think it's on the top right corner.
Mm-hmm. Teresa, I just wanted to say thank you for doing this for us. I really appreciate it.
Well,
It was a lot of helpful information.
Teresa, yes, thank you very much. I'm also wondering, can you email this PDF tutorial? I know you can post it on your blog or keep it in your own files, but is it possible to email it?
Yeah. So it would be an attachment just like you would in an email for, you know, if you were sending a picture or a form or something like that.
Okay, great. And then the way that you got the product pictures and prices is because your TAM was linked to your store?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
And real quick, let me just show you guys. I'm going to share one more time real quick. Share. And we're going to look right there. And so this reminds me, there's one thing that I don't, oh wait, sorry, I didn't finish sharing. This is one thing that I don't like about this particular screen is I spent 5 minutes trying to find out how I get back to the home page. So there is nothing. You have to click the back arrow. You can't even click a different link up here. So your profile is up here in this corner. And you click on that and it starts off with something that says profile, but there's more tabs here to the right side. So you want to take, that's where I put my watermark. And that's where some other information is. So this is where I put a profile picture, I put my logo, I put my blog site. There's where I put my demonstrator ID, and that's where it knows how to find my stuff. So I did just see that there was another. Okay, just a thank you. Okay, you are welcome, guys, and I enjoyed doing this for you. Because you have the right, I do. I have the DWS, and that's where it's pulling this information from. In subsequent videos, I'm also, you know what? I'm just going to give it to you right now. If you like that kind of stuff, there is another one that is my absolute favorite, and it is right. Always takes me a minute to find it because I never remember where I'm putting stuff. It's a tool. Okay, how many of you heard of the current Stampin' Up sentiments? Oh, it's called Stuff and Things. You scroll down and say you want to find a stamp set that says good luck. You type in good luck, click on apply, and boom, it tells you that you can find the words good luck in Garden Goodness, and I say hello. Now I think there's more. I felt like there was more than that, but you know what? I'm happy with this website. If I want to, I'm not going to put thank you. Tons of stuff will come up. What's a fun thing? Maybe, oh, come on, Teresa, think of something unique. I wonder if, nope, it's just words in the sentiment. I was wondering if it would tell me like where a wolf was or a poppy. So,
what about thinking of you?
Huh?
Thinking of you.
Okay.
There has to be a lot of thinking of you.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that too, but not as many as thank you, which is I was thinking about first. So, you know, that's nice because I can look at this and I can say, okay, I have Rooted in Nature. I have this one. I think I have all of these except for accented blooms. So this is really cool because then if those are the type of cards that I'm making, good luck was one of my favorites because one of my kids asked me to do a good luck card and I was like, I have no idea where the words good luck are in my stamps. You know, I've got boxes of stamps here. So anyways, this is called Stuff and Things, and it can be found at stuffandthings with a Z on the end.com. So I just wanted to share that with you.
That's awesome.
I think it is too. Like I said, I geek out on this stuff. So I hope you guys all have a good day, and I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting, and we'll see you around on the web somewhere.
Thank
Take
you so
care.
much.
Okay.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.